Bakit magiging hindrance ang former Justice Secretary, former Chairperson of Human Rights, if she will also endeavor to improve the justice system? We have an inefficient criminal justice system today. So if we put all our efforts to make to reform the criminal justice system, make it more efficient, who should complain? So we welcome, and Laila de Lima knows a lot about our justice system.
I find it disturbing na right here in the halls of Senate, he would openly make such statements. Hindi na ba natin madidistinguish kung ano yung tama? Ayaw naming ura-urada lang. Hindi naman po kami gano'n na dahil hot na hot yung issue, magpapasikat kami, magfa-file ng kaso. Annoying and definitely disturbing. Ano bang klaseng mga statements yan? Kung sasang-ayunan ho natin yung ganyang pananaw, katawa-tawa talaga tayo. But is that right? Hindi po tama yun.
Senator Alan Cayetano na naging running mate din po naman ni President Duterte, hindi niyo consider siya na siya yung gawing Senate President?
Nakausap din namin siya. Kinausap niya kami. Kaya lang nung kausapin niya kami, I think during that time he had about 4 members of the incoming Senate that were supporting him. Pero nung mag-usap kami, to be very candid about it, meron na kagad siyang mga sinasabi na posisyon na dapat si ganito, si ganyan. At meron din siya sinasabi na itong posisyon na to hindi pwede kay ganyan, hindi pwede kay ganon. Without naming names, ganon yung dating niya. So, when I went back to our group, I had Senator Honasan with me when we met with him. And then the next time we met, kami na lang dito sa session. When I went back to the group to tell them about what we talked about, they were not excited about it. They were not happy about that kind of situation. So we decided to explore other possibilities, invite other members of the incoming Senate to join the group of 9, and we were able to invite Coco Pimentel. Coco came to join us in a dialogue. At he was very open. You know, the openness of Coco Pimentel was very inviting dahil wala siyang do's and don'ts. He just wanted to support the ideas, the values, the programs that we wanted to pursue. So pagdating ni Coco Pimentel sa usapan, payag na payag siya. And he did not also say that he wanted to be Senate President then, yet, nung mag-usap kami. It just so happens na siyempre, people were thinking na siya naman ang party president, kaya he's up for it also.
Sir, may we know what are those do's and don'ts na ini-impose nun ni Senator Alan na hindi acceptable sa majority?
Ayaw nilang chairman ng public order si Ping Lacson. Tingin namin siya ang pinakabagay doon.
Bukod doon, sir.
Diba? And then they did not want Senator Loren as chairman of finance. They did not want Senator Pacquiao as chairman of games and amusements. I cannot recall the others. They wanted the Senate presidency. They wanted some other committees, ganun. So, offhand, tatlo kagad sa mga stalwarts namin ng hindi pwede. Paano kami?
Pinagbantaan ni Mayor Rodrigo Duterte ng Davao si Davidson Pangayan kung mag-focus ito ng bigas sa Davao City.
Ayaw ko simula ngayon sa lahat na may bababa dito na smuggled goods. Sabi ko, pagbabarilin ko kayo. And if this guy would go to Davao and start to unload, at nakakita ko nandyan siya, you must be in the commission with crime, I will gladly kill him.
Pero si Justice Secretary Laila de Lima, hindi natuwa.
It's definitely wrong. is definitely wrong. It's not just, it's not just the human rights aspect of it all, but it's the law. You don't just kill. I find it disturbing na right here in the halls of Senate, he would openly make such statements. Hindi na ba natin madidistinguish kung ano yung tama?
Mayor, sabi ni Secretary De Lima, ikaw daw mag-shut up, sabi niya.
Siya ang mag-shut up, siya ang walang trabaho. Ano bang nagawa ng DOJ until now? Kasi they're still trying to, they're agonizing to establish what the name.
Pato hindi nila kami dinidiktahan. Alam namin kung kailan kami magfa-file ng kaso. Ayaw naming ura-urada lang. Hindi naman po kami gano'n na dahil hot na hot yung issue, magpapasikat kami, magfa-file ng kaso.
If you are there for a long time and you have not solved smuggling until now, and yearly we lost 7 million, that is a crime and that is criminal negligence on their part. Itong si De Lima, she has been bypassed several times. Don't you think it's about time to adopt a certain degree of delicadeza by stepping down? Pag na-presidente ako, magtago na kayo. Yung 1,000 nan, it would reach 50,000. I would kill all you.
This is Davao City Rodrigo Duterte's warning to all criminals if he ever assumes the presidency in 2016. It's a bold statement that's not entirely surprising coming from the man who's known for his iron fist leadership. But for Justice Secretary Laila De Lima, Duterte's statements are abominable and reprehensible.
I find those statements of his, at the very least, annoying and definitely disturbing. I mean, ano bang klaseng mga statements yan? Katawa-tawa tayo sa international human rights community. Kung sasang-ayunan ho natin yung ganyang pananaw, katawa-tawa talaga tayo as a society. And international organizations like Human Rights Watch, they take these things seriously. Pero tayo, yung iba sa atin natutuwa pa. Lalong ina-idolize si Mayor Duterte because of that kind of a stance. But is that right? Hindi po tama yun.
Sinashut up niya ako. I cannot shut up. You cannot kill. You cannot kill. You cannot kill the criminal because we do not have capital punishment.
Duterte must be held criminally liable after he admitted his involvement with a vigilante group, the Davao Death Squad.
Killing is killing, no matter what. Killing is killing. And therefore, kung ina-admit niya na is responsible for these killings, then he must be held criminally liable. And I'm just really being consistent because I used to be the chair of the Commission on Human Rights and I'm a human rights advocate and defender.
Hindi raw ititigil ng Department of Justice ang investigasyon nila sa kaugnayan ni Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte sa tinaguriang Davao Death Squad.
Nag-execute na siya ng affidavit. I cannot disclose to you exactly kung ano yung contents ng affidavit pero napakaseryoso pong mga aligasyon. So lahat po yan ay binavalidate ng NBI, nagka-case build-up ang NBI.
Paglilinaw ni Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, wala siyang kinalaman sa DDS o Davao Death Squad, ang vigilante group na sangkot sa pagpatay ng mga kriminal sa lungsod. Pero si Justice Secretary Laila De Lima hindi kumbinsido sa sinasabi ni Duterte na hindi siya sangkot sa DDS.
Yan ang sabi niya.
So you investigate them?
May mga witnesses kasi kami noon sa CHR na iba ang sinasabi. Tapos itong witness din na ngayon na nasa WPP, ganun din ang sinasabi. Siya ang tinuturo na nasa likod niyan.
Kaya tuloy daw ang investigasyon sa alkalde. Giit ni De Lima, hindi niya pinopolitika si Duterte.
Wala kayong respeto. You do not even try to find out the truth. Di ba sinabi ko na sa'yo, nag-usap tayo noon, hindi ako ganun, ma'am, and i-address you as ma'am. Although mas nauna ako sa eskwelahan natin sa iyo. Ni ma'am kita eh.
Iba't ibang isyu rin ang ipinukol ni Duterte kay De Lima, partikular ang pagkukulang nito sa pagbabantay ng bilibid.
Sagasaan kita. Sinagasaan mo ako, nasa power ka, sasagasaan kita. You better stay there, DOJ, until the end of time.
Talagang I've been really raising hell against this phenomenon called Davao Death Squad.
DOJ Secretary.
Kasalanan ko yun? Are they accusing me na ako may kasalanan? And then tingnan nyo na lang. What I can say is that balikan nyo na lang yung mga ginawa ko rin. Alam nyo naman siguro, for example, in the Bilibid, sino ba ang gumawa ng hakbang at sino ba ang gumawa ng konkretong hakbang para i-address yung mga napapabalita ng pamamayagpag ng mga drug lords inside Bilibid. Ilang beses ko na yan sinasabi na nung naka-receive kami noon ng mga intel reports about dun sa mga ginagawa nga ng mga ilang convicts sa Bilibid, I had to convene an interagency meeting, and we met several times. And pinavalidate ko yung mga intel reports na yan na di umano may mga convicts na were still plying their drug trade while inside the penitentiary. So nung na-validate, ang next step, linano namin kung ano ba dapat gawin. May mga options. And then yung option na kung saan meron kaming consensus was gawin nga yung raid na yon. The major raid which happened in December 15 of 2014, where I personally led that major raid. Hindi madali yun. Dahil, dangerous. Kung meron nga mga namatay doon, karga ko yun. But fortunately, the operation went well, very smoothly. And then, nung natuklasan nga namin yung mga ganon ng mga pamumuhay nila sa loob, yung mga luxurious lifestyle and kanilang mga kubol, ay linipat muna namin yung Bilibid 19 to the NBI detention facility. Dahil hindi namin alam kung saan sila ilalagay sa Bilibid. So, naghanap kami ng isang lugar sa Bilibid na kung saan pwede sila talaga ilagay. So ang tinuro sa akin noon by the then director, si Frank Bucayo, was building 14. So inumpisahan yung renovation, and then in the meantime, a new Bucor director came in, and that is Director General Rainier Cruz. So nung natapos yung renovation ng Building 14, si DG Cruz na, si Director Rainier Cruz na yung director. So binalik namin from the NBI detention facility, the Bilibid 19. And the Building 14 used to house the death row convicts. But pinarenovate ko and converted into a more secure facility. Pinalagyan ng mga CCTV and other measures were put in place to ensure na hindi na uli nakakapag-transact. Kasi ang pag-transact nila was through cell phones and other communication gadgets. Hindi naman po totoo na doon mismo sa loob ng bilibid linuluto ang shabu o kung ano mang klaseng droga. Wala po kaming nahanap na ganun. Halos imposible po yun. Except if lahat magkakakuntsaba from the director up to the lowest ranking employee of the Bucor. But that's not the case. May mga nagluloko dyan, pero hindi naman siguro lahat. Karamihan siguro nagluloko, especially the prison guards.